Morning again, people. So if you watched the video a week or so ago, a couple of weeks ago, you'd have seen the thread pull out of the head or the block on the M52. So that's great fun. So today I've got my drilling guide block that I made at Simon's on the mill, or we made, and we're going to try and see if we can drill and helicoil that one. I haven't got loads of time today, so I'll probably only do one. Ideally, I'd like to helicoil them all. Can I be bothered? Who knows? We'll see what happens. But I'm just sat currently in the car, contemplating life and deciding what I should do in regards to the interior. So I'll show you that it is completely gutted. That might be spider's webs. I'll get rid of those, but it is completely gutted. Checker plate, floor pan, floor plate on the driver's side. It's going to be loads of fun when it's wet. What I'm thinking is carpet up to the back. Just get some of that easy to fit camper liner carpet stuff, just so it looks a bit fresher. And then in the back, if we do like a bulkhead delete, like a false floor, it should be easy enough to do. Make that happen at Simon's. And then, yeah, we should be good. Hopefully freshen it up a little bit. But for now, we have bigger problems. We have an engine to sort out. And yeah, we still don't even know if it runs. So, let's find out. Alright, so really quickly I thought I'd just show you what had actually happened, because I know you couldn't see it too well in the video. Right, this bolt hole here is one of the head bolt holes. As you can see, there was 14 of them. All of the rest tightened up fine. However, that one decided to strip the thread out of the block that it bolts into. It's not uncommon. This is why usually we just put engines and things so it's easier, but engines, 2.8 M52 engines now, should be worth about 78 pence, because they're pretty crap really. They're really not anything special. They're a sub 200 brake, 2.8 litre straight six. So, you know, you can rip that out of anything, but because this BMW is the E36, they're worth loads of money. And I don't want to pay £1,000 for one when I could probably just about rebuild this whole engine for £1,000 fresh. Probably less than that actually, if I made some phone calls. But yeah, anyway, let's get this head off, see what we're looking at. Right, we are nearly there. I've set up my drilling rig. I'll show you that in a second. I've also measured the plunge depth that I require. Obviously, this is not the best way to do this, but it's the only choice I've got because I'm on the driveway. Ideally in the workshop, you'd pull the block out, you'd have it all lined up properly on a pillar drill or a mill or something suitable to do it, but I don't have that option here. So this is that block that we made at Simon's, so you can see it in use now. So I shall drill through here, which is a perfect size for the drill bit required for the helicoils. This is that slotted section, so I put a bolt in here first, tighten that down into the old thread. There was enough thread in there just to tighten it enough to locate anyway. Simon's fancy spacer he made, and a head bolt with one head bolt spacer, which was a requirement, which was deep enough then to clamp down properly on this. Holds that in place nice and tight. I can drill through there, and in theory it should be nice and straight, but only time will tell. Oh, hello, Mark II Jag, fancy. Alright, so I'll set you up somewhere so you can watch me fail at this completely, and then we'll crack on. Moment of truth. So what I have done obviously is pulled the dowel out of this one, because unfortunately it was a doweled one, which makes it more awkward, but let's go, let's try it. Put the drill on the right setting, it will help. And that is exactly why I duct taped the whole block, because this alley is going to pull out so much stuff so easily. I didn't want that falling in all the bores, so we shall unbolt this, try and blow that out as much as we can, and yeah, see how it went. Well, look, there's the hole. You can really see how much material's in there, so that's going to be loads of fun getting that out, but we should try and blow it, see what happens. Alright, well, it looks like it's gone quite well. It is definitely a hole, and there is no thread left, so what we do now, put this little tap, and I should try and find a tap handle somewhere. Then we put in one of these inserts. Now, I would have liked these to be a bit longer, obviously, but hopefully if I can get away with doing just one rather than all the head bolt holes, we should get away with it. Again, like I say, this is not an ideal fix. If I could take the engine out, have it in a workshop, I could do it properly, but I don't have that luxury at the minute, unfortunately. But hey ho, we'll see what happens. And anyway, there is still the option of the S54 going in here. I've been a child and I've done loads of research on it. I've worked out rough costs. I've worked out, is it worth it? Because I've got a 3.9 in that, 3.9 in the E36. I've spent loads of money on it. All the back end's done. The rear arches are getting done soon, stuff like that. So, you know, it's just a nice car. It's got some bits that I need to do. I need to put an alternator on it. I need to do a fuel pump. Pair of front wheel bearings because one's a bit noisy. But it is a cool car. I do love it. I do love driving it about. It sits so well. I know we're on a slope on the driveway, but it actually sits really well. And it would be a shame to get rid of it because it's an ideal daily. It's comfy, it's full interior. But I've got a hankering for an E90. Got a small kid, 4 doors. Kind of makes sense now. We'll see what happens anyway. But yeah, for now, let me get this tap set up and then we'll reconvene and see what happens. I just love having no tools. So we're going a bit backyard spec with this one. Yeah, perfect. But I'm good enough. I reckon I can do it. So let me set you up again. We'll try and tap this hole and see how we get on. I'm not looking hopeful that it's going to hold, but we'll try anyway. Okay, I'm an idiot. I set the camera up to record me tapping the hole. Chatted away to myself for the last couple of minutes and didn't press record. So yeah, but anyway, we're tapped. It looks quite good. I don't know what you'll be able to see, but the threads actually look quite nice. Seems to tap quite well. I have flushed it once already, so I shall flush it again, and then we'll get the insert in and see if a bolt goes in. Hey, we're getting somewhere. So if you flush that hole out, it just gets most of the crap out, which is nice, because all of this shiny is alley where you've either drilled or tapped, and you don't want that in there when you put the insert in. This is again why we taped off everywhere. This tape. Duct tape isn't the best, there's much better options. I did have some much better tape to use, but okay, we're here now. Right, so I thought I'd quickly talk you through helicoiling. So this is the actual insert driver. It's not focusing. There we go. I'll show you how that works in a second. These obviously are the inserts themselves. I'll get one out. So that thread on the outside is the same as what we've just tapped. And then that thread on the inside is 10 by 1.5, which is correct for our head bolts. And then if you look down the middle, that little tang that comes off goes into that slot on the driver, and that's how you thread them in. Pretty easy. You're supposed to then like punch the tang out, which we will have to do, and then we should try and retrieve it. I'm not quite sure how yet, but we will, because it's a blind hole. But we'll get there. So let's see if we can get this in. These deform slightly when you put them in, so if you are using these, make sure you're not going to need to take it out, because they just won't come out. So one hole, you clip that onto there, and it goes, you can see it won't focus, but it sits all the way in there. What you can do is adjust this to the depth you require, but I can visually see well enough to see how far down we're going to go. I know how deep I want the insert. So as you can see, they thread in really nicely. So we're going to go quite far down, because obviously this is a doweled hole, so we want to make sure we are past that doweled section, which we are. We're flush with the doweled area. Now, I've killed the dowel getting it out, but I've got another one. Just gonna do a half turn more, and yeah, I'm happy with that. It's good enough. Realistically, you'd want to bottom it out, but can't always be helped. So ideally, in my opinion, you would want that bottomed out, which it isn't. I don't know why this doesn't autofocus, but in there you can see the tang that we've got to break off. You can see how it's nearly down, but you can also see there's just a lip just inside. There's like a beveled section there, and that is where the dowel sits, so we had to clear that. There you go, that's better. We had to clear that dowel sort of recess, which we have, so we're going to break the tang off, make sure a bolt fits, and then carry on with the rest, I suppose. Easy as that to get the tang off and out of the way. Now let's get the fun bit, trying to get it out. So the plan is pick greasy end of it and try and stick it on. Oi, oi. Oh, hello. That worked surprisingly well, and it came up first time. So let's give that one more rinse out. Try bolting it. And make sure it all fits. So please make sure you clean out these holes. Now, I know I said make sure you clean your holes up before, otherwise you snap holes, and then I go and pull a thread. But that wasn't because I didn't clean the holes out, that was just because shit. But yeah, you've seen me clean them out. Easiest way to do it on your driveway, like I said, flush it with brake cleaner, get some cans of compressed air, unless you've got a compressor. Compressor is the easiest way to do it on a blowgun, but I don't have one at home, and most people don't. I do have one at home, but it's not at this home. It's at my mum's in the garage, because there's nowhere to put it here. So yeah, but the inset's in. We'll try and fit an old bolt, make sure it threads in nicely. I don't know whether to do the rest or not. Probably going to leave it. And see how we get on. But yeah, I want to get all this tested today. Then I'm going to clear up. I've got to go somewhere, so not a long video, just a quick one, just giving you an update. Other than that though, everything's normal. The old girl is still the old girl. We're going to go for a Christmas blast, well I say a Christmas blast, on the 9th of November, which is a couple of Sundays time. Me, Simon, a few of the other guys are going to blast down to Cafe and the Machine, the hill or the hut, whichever one is closer to us in Sussex. So yeah, if anyone fancies coming down, obviously definitely do, but I'm going to put one of these seats, maybe both if I can be bothered, in the M3, because I don't want to condemn myself, but there may be some spirited driving involved. Other than that, yeah, cool. I'm going to try this bolt, make sure it works, and go home. This is one of the new, I say new, old new, the ones that we torqued up and pulled the thread with. This is one of those bolts, so it will be the same as the ones we get. And look at that, lovely jubbly, feels nice. The insert should hold, plenty of room for the dowel. I'll say that's a success. Insert's nicely sat in there, plenty of room for the dowel. And yeah, okay, cushy. I suppose I better pull my finger out and get on with the rest of this, because we were planning a track day in November. Good luck with that, eh? Anyway, I'll leave it there, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. I know I said I'd leave it there, but just had a Google, found an MLS gasket, because why not? Alright, it might drop the compression ever so slightly, but the head's been skimmed anyway, so we'll call it even. And a set of ARP studs. I think I'm going to order those. Studs are different in the way they load clamp. So a bolt is clamping directly into the block, or it's pulling into the block. So on a stud you usually have a coarser thread into the block and a finer head. Am I right? I think I'm right. A finer head up on the top that you will clamp down with, and the coarse thread really bites into the block, as it should, and the finer thread allows you to pull nicely onto the head, alleviating some of the stress from the threads in the block, in principle. Anyway, whether that works or not is another question. We'll see. I'm going to get those ordered now. They'll be here, well, hopefully won't be long anyway, a few days or whatever. I think that's what we're going to do. I think that's the sensible option. I need to take these cams, give them a clean up. I need to get my metal thermostat housing from my other head, because you may as well change it to a metal one. I've got a plastic one on the original head, that's no good. I need to get these seats out to put them in the M3. What I should probably do, take one out, whip over at Simon's, where I've got some more tools, might have to adjust the bases slightly. Get that in the M3 ready for November the 9th and see what happens. But yeah, I know I said I was going to leave it there, but I thought I'd let you know why I'm thinking what I'm thinking. If Simon ever does this, don't listen to him, because Simon has 900 ideas a day, and only 4 of them ever come to fruition each year, as you've seen with how long Star has taken. So, yeah, for now, peace.